just fucking shook with technology. Hi. I don't know if I'm particularly in any of those moods aforementioned in title. But I am Elliot. And that's one of the titles that I go by. I could have put Elliot in the title and it would have been super appropriate. Thanks. For what? For being here. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for being interested in things that I'm interested in. Not arbitrarily. If I was interested in stupid shit, I wouldn't be so grateful that you were interested in stupid shit with me. But I believe that I'm interested in relevant shit. Relevant and or fun for the sake of fun. And for that, any compadres on that like chosen adventure, I'm super grateful for. Gracias. Thank you for being you. Thank you for that. Also, because it's a two-way street while I'm here making this video. I don't want anything. I mean, I do, but I don't make the videos. I live my life by service. I just live my life, really. But apparently there's other ways of living your life. So saying I live my life in service, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. To be honest, I've never really thought it. I just call it living my life. But saying I live my life in service, saying anybody lives their life in service is really a defense of like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? That makes no sense. That's fucked up. When it comes to motivations and actions that, I don't know, are stupid because they hurt people. And I don't mean stupid so they hurt people. It's like, because we're all allowed to be stupid. I insist. But when the feedback is like, ow, that hurts, don't do it, and you're like, I don't care. The proverbial you. That's fucked up. And then what do we call that? Life not in service? Service to self? It's like, well, I don't create the distinction of that either. That's not service to self. Because if you were truly self-serving, you would be you would be responding to my feedback in like communion for the betterment of our life experience, like to the utmost entirety. So fuck your service to self. Essentially, it's like what? Like life not in service. So you serve no one. So you serve nothing. I think if I were nothing, I'd be appalled at that kind of behavior. So to kind of encapsulate and move on with that little thank you is I make these videos also not to teach. I love teaching. It's because I love learning. And what people call teaching is me being like, this is what I think. What do you think? Oh, let me try and say it in a different way for you to understand how I think I understand. And then by trying to do that, I'm going to understand more. And then your feedback is going to help me see how I don't understand. And that just sounds like fun. That sounds like realm exploration. I'm into that. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. And so I'm only a little bit doing that here because I can't not. It's pretty much how I live my life. But how, like, I can't, the feedback system here sucks. Why the fuck is this screen here? I don't know if you've ever done a live stream or anything like that, but I'll let you know, because before I ever did a live stream, I'd never done a live stream. Essentially, okay, my hand, like from here to here is my screen. Okay, so from here to here, it's like this big. Is like a little section for like your comments, and then for the rest of the fucking screen, it's a picture of me. What the fuck do I care? You know, I don't need that. Oh, check it out. I just moved my hand. I'm giving somebody epilepsy. Just a seizure. When really the relevant information for me is, should anybody like wish to communicate with me, have a conversation, it's like the typing or whatever. But it's like this little tiny like, and then never mind the actual script. YouTube doesn't want me to talk to you. YouTube doesn't want you to talk to me. YouTube wants to record our rhythms so that they can manipulate them. Period. But just because stupid does, or stupid is, doesn't mean that stupid. No, let me say that differently. Just because you're stupid and you think that you're smart doesn't mean that you're not stupid. And any attempt to manipulate absolutely anything that's an aspect of the absolute, which I want to venture as you and I, is stupid. But I can't even like argue it. Jumping around a little bit, I do this because I don't have anyone really to talk to, but stuff that I would just talk normally about. It's not even like about this stuff. It's like, this isn't stuff. This is just life. And maybe you relate, but if you just live, if you just come to know enough life with people that don't live that much life, it's hard for them to talk to you about it. And they get scared or they don't know what to say. It's interesting to fuck. What's not interesting? Anyways, there's lots of ways for people to inadvertently shy away. So even though I'm just talking to myself, and like there's exchange going on with the listening, and you're listening, and I really fucking appreciate that. It's nothing compared to like being in a room with someone. And so I do this because I'm not lonely, just alone. And I believe that my endeavors to love and just be myself can only put me in the same room with others like me. So that's kind of why I'm here. And to like just talk the shit that I talk, for anybody that ends up finding it and listening, that means you. Well, then maybe I'll say something that you don't hear the people that you sit in rooms with, that you want to say when you're anytime, but find yourself alone. Because it sucks when you believe, despite your best efforts, that nobody else is like you. And I really mean despite your best efforts, because it's really easy to just think that and not test it. So how come so many people think they're smart, or kind, or loving? If I say it, I can't even follow through with the like dramatic reenactment of that shit. Saying things doesn't make it true. And saying false things sounds false. Unless you don't know your true self, in which case it's all false. It's a little morose. Have you met me? So I'm in an interesting, to me anyways, mood. And I'm not even counting all the like stellar, astral, magical fucking happenings, which is saying something. Because if I'm not counting that, it's like, whoa. In the last like 2 days, that's what, 48 hours? I feel like I've slept like 39 of them. Like for real. And that's super weird because I don't sleep. And what's even weirder about that is that it's not even like I'm tired. Because like in my tragic life, I'm always tired. And when I sleep, it's not because I'm tired, because I'm always tired. And I don't mean, instead of saying what I don't mean, let me try and say what I do mean. In my experience with others, people get tired like it's an energy thing. I have energy, tons of energy. It's more like I have tons of energy. I feel really strong, but it feels like I'm always using my strength to, I don't know, carry a moon on my back. And when I'm tired all the time, it's, I don't know. Anyways, so I it's not like I've been, like on the railroad and so I'm tired. I've just I just haven't been tired in a really fucking wonderful, glorious way. And yet what I want to be doing in moments are going to bed. And I don't sleep at night and I'm awake at day, nor do I eat at certain times. I do everything when I feel like now is the time to do it. And it's taken all of my life, basically, up until this last year, not to figure that out, but to say fuck you to the rest of the world for my not doing that. It's like, show up here at this time, do this, do that. This will make you healthy. This will make you happy. This will fuck all y'all. Listening to you makes me fucking want to punch myself in the face. Do what I want. And it turns out when I do what I want, I don't want much, and I'm a little happy, at least fleetingly, which is more than I can say most of the time up until today. So I'm in a weird mood because, in a way, I feel more rested than I've ever felt. And I know I said that all like the like uber astral, otherworldly shit, which like if you don't really understand like a lived experience of what I'm talking about, it might just sound like I don't know, like nothingness, the zen of meditation. I don't know. I can't even remember what it was like when I didn't really understand the extent of like that reality. So I'm not blaming you for not understanding what I could possibly mean, and except that I'm probably crazy. I want to venture actually, if you don't think that, if you think you do know what I mean, and it's an idea, then you're wrong. Because yeah, it's not an idea. And it's not a feeling either. Although it is emotional, and it is my duty to create the distinction between feelings, emotions, and thoughts. So I'm in a weird mood. And part of that weird mood is, I don't know, man, like a little pissed off. Well, angry. A little outrageous. And then I get a little sad. And this is what's like wrong with people's like relationship with themselves and how it expresses itself as a projection in relationships. What's wrong, Elliot? What's wrong? Oh, this is what reminded me of today, because my mother asked me, because I told her I'm like I've been sleeping a lot, you know. It's like or I said I can't keep my eyes open. I'm gonna go take a nap. It's like, oh, what's wrong? It's like something's got to be wrong for me to want to go take a nap, or something's got to be wrong for me to feel like I'm tired. Like the connotation that was left as a taste in the mouth, I suppose, of me saying, yo, can't keep my eyes open. I guess because it was in the afternoon, and by afternoon it was like probably like noonish. So it was around noonish, not after, not really before. I love playing around. It's just a weird, like, I get it. Something's always got to be wrong. So what's wrong, Ellie? I mean, if you're angry, you gotta know why. You're just raging against the machine, y'all? Like, yeah, it's actually exactly it. What's wrong? You know what? Something would be wrong if I wasn't expressing the way that I feel, and examining it in my experience. Then and I was just sitting here looking like I don't know, a fly on the fucking wall, like whatever I would have to look like for me to blend into your perception of normalcy. That would be fucking wrong. But or if you're like, hey, how you feeling? And I'm like, good. Good is not a feeling. I feel great when I'm angry. I really do. I dare say I love it. I don't love feeling angry, but I love when I feel it, the way that it feels. And it, and this is kind of like the train of my like emotional experiencing. I don't want to even say examining. I don't because it's not. I'm a huge fan of questing, and by that I mean questioning. But it's like, what's wrong, Elliot? There's nothing fucking wrong, and we don't like. It's fucking dull to live your life so sterilely that anything that you feel has to always be constantly examined. And I think that that is a popular misconception that many robots have. Yeah, it's like, gosh, you really like think a lot. Or like, oh, I don't even, how do you even know, like, it's not work, man. And I'm not it's like scrutinizing myself, like all these fucking words that are so cerebral and like interrogatory, integrated, no, and mm, uh, accusatory. That's good. All these words are so like accusatory. I just like I feel like uh, some like a dude sitting in the interrogation room, which is why I tried to use that word. I feel angry. I feel well. Nobody fucking examines how when they feel elated. Hey, I do, but it's not like in a fucking hospital gown where I'm like, let's do it. You know, it's more like an opening up to the everything that's a part of the experience, but also like a closing in of what's not. Right? And I do this. I learned to do this with when I feel great. That's why I know I love so much because that's what I realized happened. Like it's just like the rest of the world that isn't fucking real disappears, and all I am is with this. And it's not a why, because why is not the only fucking question. It's a and a ah and a huh. And, you know, like when you look around, it doesn't always have to be in fear. And that's all living emotionally. Like I can actually just say it that simply because most people don't live emotionally. Most people are subject to their excuses. And thinking and feeling are like the excuse arsenal. Because anytime that you with a developed emotional uh, when you're emotionally well developed, it's never a battle. When you engage with somebody else that's emotionally well developed, it's an engagement. And when you are I want to say maybe at odds or like more likely to be up against up literally, yeah, someone that is not emotionally well developed, you're basically either kicking ass and taking names and chewing bubblegum or whatever, because robots are afraid of emotionally well developed people. They don't know what to fucking do, and they get. And if you're being a fuck, then you better get the fuck out of the way of someone that's emotionally well developed, because they'll destroy you. Which is really just a de-storying. But even that, up until now, is less likely, because of being emotionally well developed is mostly being tough as fucking anything and everything. Because you're experiencing what everybody else is experiencing, but actually feeling and thinking about it. And if I were to nutshell it, that's all like developing your emotional awareness and embodying is like thinking and feeling and bringing them together so that there's no separation. And we'll get to that, like how that might work and how you can maybe start to do that, or even just recognize it, that you're doing it or not doing it. But now I want to emphasis what I mean by my title, because fuck me, which emotion would you never have again? Like, which emotion right now? Like, think about it. What would you like? Like, if I never had that emotion again, that'd be good. I'll give you a little bit more time. And it's okay, you can have more than one. But have like a top one. You good? We're going to continue. So you have an answer. You don't actually, but it'd be useful. 3, 2, 1. Tell me your answer. Yeah, like say it out loud if you haven't yet. Someone did. Okay, cool. Me too. Me too to the person that said none. And not no emotions, obviously. There's not one feeling emotional that I would never want to have again. Reasons? Yeah, sure, but there's fucking reasons at the wazoo. Anger, sadness, grief, despair, jealousy, greed, pride, lust, fucking name all of them. Fucking give them titles. There's nothing that I wouldn't want to ever feel again. And so maybe everybody said that, and maybe you didn't. Maybe there's an emotion that you could do without. I'm not even going to contest that, because like I said that about my feelings and my thoughts, and so my like emotional choices. I'm not you, and I'm not suggesting that I'm right or that you are. But this is emotional engagement. What's wrong, Elliot? You know what? Everything's right, which is why I'm feeling a little angry, which is why I'm feeling a little outraged. Because when I look around in my life and everything is going like perfectly, but I still feel these things in my body, and I think, why am I feeling these things? This leads me to like an emotional interpretation of my life. And so I don't just numb my feelings or irrationally like reason the way that I am experiencing my life away from me and my life. Maybe everything's not all right. And what people say is everything's all right is everything's wrong. I could only conclude that if I pay attention to my life. And now I'm going to go a little further. My utopia, my like perfect is not void of those emotions. I don't want to live in a life where like everybody's always happy. What the fuck are you doing if everything's always happy? You're like, and okay, also it like deserves definition. For me, happiness is not contentment. It is not satisfaction. Happiness for me is momentary in the most blessed way. Because I'm always content. I even want to venture maybe my whole life. I just didn't know it. But very much so not, as far as I would say, until I'd say only really over like the last maybe 14, 15 months. When it was like probably around June, July of last year, where I suddenly realized the extent to which I did not love myself, and so therefore recognized that I actually did. And I closed that gap. And I've never been unworthy of myself from that moment on, in any way. And I would say from that moment on, I've been legit content. Not the last time that I've wanted to die, though. You know? What's wrong? Why do you want to die? Fuck you. You know? Oh, gosh. First of all, that's rude. Go fuck yourself. Did I say anything was wrong? No. So you're suggesting that something's wrong? And if something's wrong, where is it? Is it wrong over my shoulder? Wrong over me? Or I'm wrong? Go fuck yourself. And don't enjoy it. Find a way. Namaste. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why the fuck do you want to live? What are you living for? Don't tell me others. Tell me what you're living for others. What does that even fucking mean? So when I look out at like this bullshit world, I don't mean the world. I mean the bullshit constructions in it. It's super apparent that anybody that thinks that they are enjoying like a modicum of material I'm going to go with contentment because of how we've used it so far. It's fucking kidding themselves, not paying attention. You can be materially happy, and by that I mean like moment to moment. Of course, it doesn't take anything for that, and like glorious, lovely, but I can't. I don't feel like I'm. Or rather, I do. I do feel like I'm living successfully towards, like, not to by intention, and so towards as like a life vector, a soul vector, towards a world that is reflective of like loves honesty, and so its eventuality is assured, certainly, because I know by my soul it will never not stop until that is, or it'll choose oblivion. And because I'm here, it means that we do it eventually. And if we do it eventually, it might as well happen fucking now, right, soul? Because, like, what's all the in between for? It's like, wrap it up. I want to get angry when I'm building something and I fuck it up. I want to get angry when my dog pisses me off. I want to get angry when somebody's a jerk. I want to get angry. I love feeling angry. I'm certainly never going to stop being outraged at dumbass shit. Because you know what? I don't even really want to execute all the dumbass shit in the world. It's not the point either. The point is, all of that is not the opposite of calm. And like, while I enjoy the idea of violence, it's actually not safe to be violent. It's not safe to be yourself in the world because someone will call 911. You know what I mean? Like somebody will just basically like supersede violence with abuse and whatever. That's what being enslaved is. But when I'm angry, and actually this has been my whole life, because actually it was the first time somebody tried to, like, I was like in high school and somebody, okay, long story short, but I was having like lunch. I was probably like 15. Somebody like came over to my best friend. We were sitting in the caf. I went to an all boys school, so we're in our blazers and our fucking shirt and ties. Brebeuf College. Everybody's like, when I say it's Brebeuf, it's like everybody wants to say it in French, but it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's Jesuits and shit, but like it's just Brebeuf, you know. Anyways, he like comes and he's probably like a year or two older than us. So in high school, if you're like a year or something different than like the others, like it's momentous. I've never gotten that. I was like, fuck you. You're like 3 years older than me. That means shit. Go fuck yourself. Like cool. Like you found me an interim of our growth spurts where you're like, you got 5 inches on me. You heard that, right? Like, not where it counts. What up? What up? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so he comes and he slams on the desk. And he's like, rah, 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 rah. It doesn't matter what he's saying. He's just barking. And my friend is incensed. My friend has a fucking temper problem for sure. And by problem, I mean like his problem is really just other people not allowing him to like give feedback. Shorter story shorter, he's a dick. And then we'll go back to my story. He's got another friend of mine like holding him down like by his shoulder so he won't get up and like respond to this guy. The bully fucking like 5-starred his face and then walked away. Oh my god. Did I tell my friend I had like a temper problem? Like legit. Like I was like, oh, it's gonna be bad. And fucking Augustus or whatever his fucking name is. This is the dude holding my friend down. I was like, what are you doing? I would destroy you if you were holding me down like that. Like you're not doing anybody a service. You're like, be calm. It's okay. You don't have, like, you're a bigger man. Don't. Like, fuck you. Like, we're not animals, but like even animals get to defend themselves. So anyways, I more or less said that. I was like, whoa, like just in response, like that was fucked up. And then I was like appalled at the fact that after all that like blustering and blah blah blah, he like, and then turned and like pretty swiftly walked away. I was like, after all that, he slapped you and then ran away? That's fucked up, you know? And I'm like 15, so it's like I got like I had braces from like 16 to 18. So actually, maybe I didn't have braces yet. That's like the worst time in your whole life to have braces, by the way. It's like, oh, I can like maybe kiss girls now. It's like, no. Anyways, obviously that's like priority number one. My life. It's like my life is worse now because like kissing girls have got metal in my way. Because I'm hyper aware. There's like silence, and then I heard silence, like the sound of basically people looking, and then almost out of nowhere, like I turn and it's Buddy again, and he slams into me. He takes me by like my blazer, my shirt, and slams me down. So I'm like, boom, like on the calf table, and he's like, bruh, 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 bruh. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened to me in my life. And like this is the time I got into a fight. It's basically what I have to do, because it wasn't a fight, but it's the closest thing that's ever happened to me. So I was like, what happened? And I just like, I don't know, I fucking like anti-matrix it. You know, in the Matrix when he's like, bruh, bruh, bruh. But like I was already like that, so I was like, but I grabbed him by his, and like I don't even know how I did it. It was just like boom, and then all of a sudden we were standing, and my eyes are like locked with his, and I'm just like super aware of how calm I am. Like everything, there's no heat. There's just everything is just like cool. And he's like he's kind of like this, but it's all happening slow motion. And I just take him and I push him. And I push him all the way down the calf. There were closer walls, but whatever. And the look of like, I want to say, not terror, but like, Buddy was afraid. Probably because my face was like, I am the Terminator. I'm here to ask you a few questions. I want them answered immediately. And so whatever, I pushed him into a wall, and that's it. There was just a bunch of pushing back and forth, and then like the calf teacher came and like broke it up or whatever. And like that's the time Elliot got in a fight ish. But like in that instance, I kind of told you that just to have fun. But my point of that is like, whenever I've been in like the most peak of any of my emotional expressions, there's no loss of control. So what is calm? Because I fucking can't stand when people are like, calm down, Elliot. I'm like, tell me to calm down right now. I dare you. This is me telling you. You telling me to calm incenses me. So please, don't tell me that. Unless you'd like to see more fire. Then tell me to calm one more time. Because what the fuck is calm? You know, people that tell other people to calm down aren't fucking calm. They'll go around their life biting their nails, scratching at themselves, numbing their whole life experiences, and afraid of everything and everyone. They're afraid of what everybody thinks about them. They're afraid. I don't even know, man. I'm kind of making this up because that's not me. But all I know is, for me, calm is choice. Are you choosing? If you're choosing, you're calm, homie. Calm is like still water. Yeah, okay, cool. My water is super still over here, but fuck me, like it's only gonna be so still at the shore, homie. I got a current. I'm not like, I'm not nothing. Shut up. Pardon me, I have to be emotionally responsible. Can't just get all energetic and not expect the world to respond to my waves. That's what calm is. You're still paying attention. You're calm. Don't fucking tell me to be calm. You're telling me to be quiet. That's what you want. You're telling me to act the way that you want me to act. You're telling me to not respond to your abuse appropriately. You're deciding what appropriate is. Fuck you. That's not calm. That's a bitch. And none of these emotions need to have like murderous intent. When I've been the most angry personally, right? Like, and I mean, when I've been the most angry at someone, not even like, I don't know, a subatomic part of me is feeling, thinking, vectoring towards causing harm to that person. At all. It's, and really, like, that's pretty reasonable. Like, what the fuck is that going to solve? For me, violence is either like martial like art, basically, is either fun or defense. Fun because fun is for its own sake, or defense because someone's stupid and doesn't know better. That that kind of violence doesn't actually solve anything. It's not intelligent enough, is all. It's not that violence doesn't solve anything. It's like, you're stupid. What does that fucking mean? Because it just depends on what you think the problem is. Violence is just in and of itself is just not intelligent. And that's why it doesn't solve anything. That said, in defense of like all those fun emotions, I can super easily imagine slash reasonably, yeah, expect to not ever really feel some of those like really awful feelings in relationship with another person. Like, for me, it is the most reasonable to kind of expect that, like, I'm never really going to get angry with someone that I love. Someone that I love really is never going to piss me off. like, Elliot, that's crazy. Everybody gets pissed off at everybody. No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. That is not true at all. And that's why I say, and what I've said before, and like, people don't fucking love people. I've never ever been, never personally been in like a real, actual love relationship, and fuck no one. I haven't seen that shit. I haven't seen that shit at all. The world doesn't abide. Right, that the world craves, but also I don't know. That's another philosophical, like rabbit hole. But like society, like doesn't. You don't look in the dictionary and find love and get a definition of what love actually is. I really love you. Oh, but my parents really love each other. It's like, no, fuck you, Elliot. I really love you. Yeah. Then how do you abide any of this? And don't tell me like you just because we have to work. We need this. We need money. If you really love one person, then none of this is good enough for them. It all needs to be better for your love. So there's no stalling. There's no just going through motions. You don't have, it doesn't have to be better already. But if you haven't always been living with that with that vector, with that movement, with that the fire love, baby. And I'm not blaming you. I'm not even accusing you. But I am suggesting. Imagine that humans could fly. And I'm like, you can fly. You think that you've been moving around the world, but you haven't been moving around shit. You can fly. You're like, I know we can fly. We got planes. We can jump out of them. We have all those things. It's like, no, homie, you can fly. And then one day you meet someone, and the way that you feel about each other, you literally float off the floor. That's love in this world. It's a bunch of people, the world, calling up, calling like love. And then not even knowing what love is. It's like that Buddhist parable that I often use in class. It's like it's the two fishes hanging out. They're like blah 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 fish noise fish, and then an older fish comes along and like swims by them. It's like top of the morning to you. I'm like, sup, old man? He's like, the water's wonderful today, isn't it? Blub, blub, blub. And he swims off, and then the two younger fish look at each other and they're like, what's water? That's love, baby. You're swimming in it, you just don't know. Until it takes you to different heights. So fuck yeah. I want to keep feeling all those things, but and in the same breath, I don't need to feel them with everybody. In between friends, and especially like lovers, it's not okay for either one of you to ever be afraid of each other. Period. For any reason, it's like it's like I was saying, like I've never ever thought of ever like in my most like rah 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 like, which is always like really in response to like, why are you being so fucking cruel to me? Like, why? Like, can't you see that this is fucking cruelty? Like my feedback from them is like, "Oh, you want to hit me? You want to hit me?" And this is them actually doing the mocking. Like, I'm like, no, actually, I really don't. Why do you even think that? Because I'm angry? Like, because I'm standing up for myself? Because I'm not afraid to not be in your face? Doesn't mean I want to hit it. How fucked up are you to think that? People that love each other don't fucking want to hurt each other. There's no such thing as agreeing to disagree. Because there's nothing ever to be right or wrong about. All conversation, all love is just knowing that you understand each other. I think this. I think this. They're not thinking the same thing. And then you talk until you understand the other person's point of view. And when you truly understand the other person's point of view, guess what? You think so too. You're like, oh, I get it. Right? Because by sharing understanding, the two become one. It's one understanding. You arrive at the same place unless you give up. That's agreeing to disagree. And then that's not fucking love. Love also isn't like an agreement. I agree to love you. I do. It's like, fuck, I really love you. I can't help it. Deal with it. You know, like, that's it. It's nothing to be chased or followed around or sought after, whatever. It's where you find you. And then it's where you get to be. I think that's it. Or maybe I'll say one more thing about love. Because essentially I got distracted by feeling it. And I was like, what do I want to say? I don't fucking want to say anything. I just love. When you love someone and someone loves you, nothing ever has, there's no words that can ever express that. There's no words that in and of themselves act as some kind of passage or right. When people love each other, there's no amount of time needed before they're allowed to love each other. When two people love each other, there's no point that they didn't love each other. And everything else that we put on relationships and the labels is just that. When people love each other, they're always, always, always on the same side. When people love each other, there's no right or wrong. There's only whatever side you're on. And trust. Love is when the way that you, love is when it matters more to me the emotional state and interpretation of like my lover, my lovers, then whether my lover's right or wrong compared to what anybody else says. Because you know what? If we're in a situation where we're wrong compared to some other right and it can't be discussed, then fuck it. They don't love us anyways. We're going to do what we want. And if all else fails, what doesn't is our love. When you do something when you do something mistakenly, accidentally, and you love someone and they love you, there's no pissed off. There's no, I can't believe you did that. Because there's never the utmost of consideration. No matter where you are in your degree of like exemplifying that as like a soul, right? Loving is the understanding that you always suck and you're always getting better and you're always the best. So if I get hurt by something that they did, I know that they weren't trying to hurt me. And I know it's actually going to hurt them to find out that I got hurt. But I'm going to let them know because my hurt and their hurt now is loving. All the best of what we get to live and be and it's like, and why form the universe? Is to like, I don't know, like it's to like have pain that's like worthy of an eternal knowing. Like pain is only temporary. You can't even remember pain. But loving is eternity. And thinking in any other way is just not doing love's justice. Which is why I maintain no one in the world loves anyone in action quite yet. We're getting there. I'd say we're almost there. Because I know that love is eternal. So we're always there. And like in the ephemeral, in the internal aspects of ourselves. But in these meat suits, in the mainstream media, all the lovers have gotten killed consistently. But right now, now this is the time. This is the timeline where we don't get killed. This is the timeline that we get to infuse the temporary with eternity. This is our love time. So feel all the feelings. Consider that you're right to feel them. And then when that's all acceptance is, accept that like there's nothing wrong with you for feeling the way that you feel. Because only you can decide that if you are feeling appropriately to your thinking, to your environment. Nobody else knows. Nobody else can know. And if they want to know, then they're making you feel good anyway, so it doesn't matter. What's wrong? You and your stupid question. Just say hi. Don't ask me how I am because society is like raped that question. Good. Who the fuck is good? What does that even mean? How are you? I'm bad. What? Duh. Okay. I'm outie. For now. Oh yeah, definitely. On that note, I love you. And when I'm the most calm and in the most love, it won't look calm. It'll look ferocious. Because that's good love, man. It's fun. Who wants to walk around fucking boring ass like everyone is happy, everything is awesome. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. Yeah. It's like, oh God. Urgh. That's why, like, I know, I'll tell you a secret. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy either. I'm a lover. So whether things are too good or too bad, that's when I manifest to fuck things up and bring it back into something that swims a little bit more balanced. That's true. Because good or bad matters so much less than like loving and fun. Good or bad, I don't fucking care. Fuck good or bad. I just want to have fun and love you so fucking much. So that's what I'm gonna do. Peace. Even at war.